ubiquitous righteousness.
But yeah, essentially, if you are interested in Crisis Core, play Type 0.
Pretty much.
It's a much better game.
Indeed.
With a better battle system. Similar to it, but better.
Oh, apparently Skeeth heard half our conversation. Sorry, Skeeth, you're never gonna know.
We were talking about how we ended up making our favorite characters from Type 0 into story-wise main characters by accident.
Pretty much.
And one of the characters in that game is a samurai whose name is Jack.
Like, they knew what they were doing. Like, there's no way that's coincidence.
And at first he's worthless. Like when you look at how he moves, which he doesn't, he's worthless. But if you actually invest your time, he gets the ability to teleport to a person who has a certain status condition, which just happens randomly in the game, and instantly kill them. Just teleport and kill.
I love doing it, by the way. Ooh, massage. Yep. No one is surprised, apparently, that Genesis is gonna be in this fucking remake. God damn it.
And for me, it was. I ended up with Kader, who's
Mega Man, pretty much.
Pretty much, yes, she's Mega Man. But the main shtick with her is that she has absolutely no stats, but she's pretty much the best character. Like, really balanced, and also very easy to use, very fast, and can do pretty much anything that you need.
She's got the best dodge roll too, I noticed.
Yes. Very, very responsive.
Like, that's how I killed Shinryu Celestia, even though apparently you're not supposed to be able to.
Yeah, I at that point, because I got killed by all of those Vodianoi zombies. With that whole part of the game was really scary. Like, I was there weren't I didn't have moments this scary when I was playing through Silent Hill 2.
At any point, a zombie could just spawn and insta-kill you.
Yes, and they just stand around.
Yep.
And they can just insta-dib you.
Yep.
But yeah, I lost pretty much everybody because I had no idea what was actually going on and how they were insta-killing me. So I ended up just having 9. And he's just not suited for fighting a dragon with virtually infinite HP who's floating off of the platform.
Yeah. So guess what we're doing? In order to get the peace talks with the Jovians to go smoother, we're actually holding a Gekiganger convention. On the Nadesco. Yep.
All of the Nabiscuits.
Yep.
And we need our mascot. Yes?
Yes.
What? I hope the people from FBI can lend us something, right?
Yes.
Why does she appear twice?
Oh, they're twin sisters.
Oh.
The only way to tell them apart is that they have slightly different hair. Slightly, being the keyword.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's surprising that they even managed, that they even bothered to put that difference in there and not just copy them over.
Right. Meanwhile...
But yeah, now that you have finished Type 0, you've done your part of the 13 of the Final Fantasy 13 legacy that you have arranged with your cousin or whatever.
Yeah, because of how the games were announced to be a compilation from the beginning. My cousin and I just decided we'll split the games up and then just kind of fill each other in on what goes down. Right? So he was like, "Okay, I have dibs. I get 13-1." Poor bastard. So he actually had to put up with 13-1 and 13-3. Poor guy.
Oh God.
Yeah, he got the raw end of the deal.
Well,
Whereas
you
got the 2 games that are at least decent.
Yes.
But hey, he also called dibs on 15 when it used to be part of the 13 series, so I don't know, maybe that'll turn out to be solid, I have no idea.
I guess there are still some hopes for 15.
Yeah.
It does seem to want to do something differently.
I still love that, how they announced recently that, well, it used to be in continuity with 13, but we decided to make it separate. I wonder why.
Like, they were actually going to make 13 free canon to 15. Like, just have Lightning appear there and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I have only actually played Type 0 out of the whole 13 collection thing. Well, 13 series, you could say.
Yeah.
Which was also incidentally my first Final Fantasy game. And I wasn't disappointed at all. Actually, I really liked it.
Also, they sent Alan to be one of our peace representatives. Because,
He's
if things go south, he can find a spaceship for us, so...
They just found they just set him on the way just so he can find more ships.
Yep. Yeah, needless to say, peace talks were a ruse.
But we still get anime convention, right?
Well, it already passed. So.
Oh. Well, we still got it.
Yeah. But yeah, Tsukumo, one of the few Jovians who we made pals with, got shot. By his best friend, no less. So yeah, the escape isn't going so well. But then...
I can only hold my breath for so long. Finally.
Yeah.
Yay.
you were waiting. So yeah, Gaidai Goji is alive because we fulfilled a secret.
Sweet. And we get to use the Gekigan flare again.
Yep. The true hero of J. Yep, totally. I agree. Okay, so we obviously can't just keep Guy out there without his buddy, so we're gonna deploy a Keto first thing. I mean, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Boss.
let's see. All of them are worthless. Okay, so Alan B, you're not ready yet. And since, you know, a true hot-blooded hero's arrived, he needs to be surrounded by more of them, so we'll be, deploying the Mazinger crew here.
Exactly.
And, you know what, let's use the brains. And since we're going all superish, we might as well do the Shuffle Alliance again.
You can never go wrong with them.
Indeed, and so we have 2 slots left. Let's do Leisner and Dan Cougar.
Why not Volt? He's in Combattler.
Fuck you. I'm gonna check, where is Guy on this map? Is he, like, still way the fuck up there near the enemies? Yeah, he is. He's parked his ass right there waiting for us. Alright. So, scramble everybody. Of course, ship travel is so much more convenient.
Mm-hmm. You restore all of that energy that you have not used.
Now let's go meet our friend. God, it's gonna be a while before we reach him. We're gonna have to move him toward us, actually.
Yeah.
So, Guy, sorry man, I'd love for you to sit here and be awesome, but you kinda have to move back a little bit. I also need to update his parts since it's been forever. But, you know, that comes after the mission. Starman hates Crisis Core. That is surprising. That's the first thing we both don't like, Starman. Good lord. Oh, look, reinforcement. Surprised. Kuskabi. I'll get to my friend there later. But, okay, so...
Oh yeah, did you remember to pasture Ryan today?
I'll do that after this.
Good.
So...
He is going to send it to you by the end of summer.
Yeah. The end of summer is an exaggeration.
Good thing I send you the copy of that.
Yeah. Oh no, they're all attacking the Nadesco. Oh god, oh no. Oh my god, oh. Help me. Poor Nadesco, what'll it do? Jeez. Alright, time to deploy everybody.
The flies are driving me absolutely insane.
Telling you, man, what's after?
I hope the store with everything is open tomorrow.
So do I, for your sake.
Because this is just getting absolutely insane. Like at times it's almost entertaining to see how they're fighting for dominance on my lamp. It's like it's epic. I like to imagine some sort of an epic orchestral soundtrack going off to how they're just clashing in the air, wanting an exact spot of the lamp, but they cannot agree on this.
Wow, Hime, you did like nothing. Incredible. Yeah, I heard they want to remake 5 and 6 again for some reason. The GBA remakes are fine. Like, why would they want to do it again?
Ah, who knows?
I mean, they wanted to make, I guess, a... Go away.
Poor Nico. There can only
I mean...
be one.
I mean, I can imagine them wanting to make a 3D remake of those, but... For what reason?
Yeah, Skeeth says for money, of course. Yeah, true enough.
Yeah, that's the point. Because those mobile versions of them apparently don't satisfy the needs anymore.
Like,
Those mobile versions are so fucking ugly.
they are.
Like, everything about it just looks cheap and lazy. The point of pixel art is that it is pixels
Pixelated.
and not... And not that it's supposed to be a bloody mush of everything that looks like it has been connected through RF, converted to as video, and connected to RF again.
Yeah.
Just so ugly. And even the menus look just so bloody terrible.
Indeed. Still waiting on the Dragon Quest VIII remake. Well, one is coming out for the 3DS, Skeeth, if you haven't heard, so there you go.
Didn't they already make that one?
I don't think it's out yet. I don't think so.
I mean, I think it was, I may be confusing something. They may have already released it, just not outside of Japan.
Maybe,
Because that seems to be...
Cross Edge is a mixed bag, let's just say that.
That seems to be a thing with the Dragon Quests. They just tend to not be released outside of Japan for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like with some things I can understand. Like it's not known, it's not, people aren't interested. But everybody knows what Dragon Quest is.
Right. I mean, it's only the most popular RPG series in Japan. And that's not an exaggeration either, it actually is.
Yeah. I don't understand. I mean, like, along with Final Fantasy, Tales games, Shin Megami, and until Hudson went down, the Far East of Eden, they were all pretty damn popular.
Yeah. But alas.
Yeah. Like with Far East of Eden, I can kind of understand why it never caught on in the West. Well, first of all, not a single game was released, but it's mostly because they were all for systems that were kind of completely irrelevant. The first ones were made for the first one. It's confusing because they have that numbered continuity, but there are actually a lot more games in it.
Yeah.
And the numbers don't really go in order. but the first couple games were on PC Engine, aka the TurboGrafx, and used a special add-on, which I don't even know if it was released outside of Japan, which was essentially the same as what they had for Sega CD. You know, a CD add-on, which actually made them really awesome. Kind of in the vein of what made Lunar so special.
Right.
They were able to do animated cutscenes, and however, unlike Lunar, they actually had quite a lot of voice acting. But yeah, it never caught on because, well, PC Engine never caught on in the West. And then they decided to release the game on the Saturn, which in Japan it was very successful. But, well, Sega of America hated Saturn, so they decided not to release it.
Indeed.
Like, their main logic was generally, if it doesn't score a 90% on the rating, we're not releasing it.
Pretty much.
Which, I mean, let's be honest, barely anything gets a 90%.
Yeah.
Which gets reflected very nicely in what they actually released. God damn it!
Oh, I feel bad.
Soic. It's Soic. Sanic.
Sanic. Zoink. Like Zoink Scoop.
This with Sega of America, it was just kind of always like, contrary to popular belief, they got better over time. Like when the Dreamcast was around and afterwards, like people just tend to judge them based off of one franchise.
Pretty much.
So it's like they completely dismiss all of the awesome games they made on the PS2 and on the Xbox. It's like, well, Shadow the Hedgehog was not quite good, but in the same year or earlier, they also released some really fantastic things, like the Shinobi games, what was it, Nightshade?
Yeah, it was Shinobi and then its sequel, Nightshade. Although the sequel barely has anything to do with Shinobi. It's a very
Yeah, there is also Blood Will Tell, which is an absolutely fantastic adaptation of a manga by the creator of Astro Boy. It's a very loose adaptation, but at the same time the original story was never finished, so they had to improvise a lot of things, and they also wanted to make it a lot more modern, which worked out very well.
Indeed. But yeah, I actually got Shinobi recently off of PSN. I'm having a blast with it. It's a fun game. Like, the only downside to the PS3 version of it is that sometimes when maybe the original had the problem too, I don't know. But
Yeah.
sometimes when too much shit is going on the screen starts to flicker.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what happens in these sorts of games. I was actually wondering how the PS3 handles it. It handles it just as badly.
Good.
Essentially, what you see there is field rendering not catching up, and the illusion of the game being rendered at at full resolution, it's just not working anymore. Like, for example, Tales of the Abyss never suffers from that, even though it sometimes drops frames in combat. The image never starts to shake because they actually render it at full frames, as opposed to half frames, field rendering like Shinobi is. Which is like field rendering has one advantage. You can pull off much better looking graphics, or like much more shit going on, and like by essentially using half the resolution of what you're actually showing, or like what you're pretending that there is. But it fails drastically if there is way too much shit going on. So like as you see, when there's too much shit going on, the image starts to shake up and down.
Yeah.
Because the frame that was supposed to be on the top just ended up being on the bottom. It's yeah. Wild Arms 3 also has that at times, particularly when you use a spell on 4 enemies. Particularly the when you it was the best when there was some sort of an effect on the field, like increased electrical attacks, and so there were some particles flying around, and then I used a spell which worked on 6 enemies, and the attack just slogged, shaking up and down for like the next half a minute.
God. Actually, I just got an indirect reminder of something. Hold on. Where is it? Here we go. Now, there's something that I've been meaning to do that we need fixing here. You see, we currently have Limit Overdrive here as the theme for the Rough Clans, our main guy. Now, this is all fine and all. That's great. But, come on now. I have a much better theme for us. It's right here. It's called Moon Knights.
Good.
Yeah. So expect that from now on. My opinion on Fire Emblem Fates. I find it really fucking funny that, okay, do you know what the gimmick they're doing for Fates is, Nico? By any chance?
Not at all.
Okay, basically they're doing the Pokemon thing where there's 2 versions, right?
Of course.
Here's the deal though. Basically one version is the filthy casual version, where it's really easy. And the other version is this is actually a Fire Emblem game version, where it actually has, like, challenges and shit, right? The casual version has more coverage than the other one, because the other one is too hard, quote unquote.
That is so dumb.
Yeah. So in other words, people aren't buying the harder one because it's actually a Fire Emblem game. Just goes to show you the crowd that Awakening drew in.
I don't get it. Like, why would you make 2 versions of the same game if what you can do is difficulty settings?
Oh, so that way, A, they can milk more money, and B, basically they're 2 halves of one game. Oh, and the true route is DLC.
Are you just making shit up now, or...?
No, that's what they're doing.
That sounds like the compilation of the worst types of ideas.
Yeah, well... what can I say?
Like that already sounds like a joke.
It's not. I don't know what to tell you.
Good thing I was never really interested in that franchise.
Well, to be fair, most of the games are good. Most. Like, I would say at the very least play Fire Emblem 7, which is my favorite of the lot. But, hey, whatever.
Yeah, I've heard the Game Boy games weren't bad. But it's just like, strategy RPGs were never my thing. Unless it's just, unless like a part of it or something, like in Kodelka.
Right.
And also Kodelka wasn't particularly difficult.
Yeah. You'd probably like the Zone of the Ender GBA game. That game is really easy.
Not the problem that it's that they're difficult. I just don't really have the patience for these sorts of things.
Well, because the Zone of the Ender is also short. So.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, it's like I thought that the whole idea of multiple versions just kind of only lived on with Pokemon anymore.
Well, now Fire Emblem's doing it. So.
I mean, at one point there was just so many franchises that did it, and they did it badly.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard that one Battle Network game was just impossible to get through if you didn't have a friend with the other version.
Don't know what, well, that, okay, you're probably talking about BN4, and it's not so much that it's impossible to get through if a friend doesn't have the other version. It's more that one of the versions is so extremely fucking bugged, good luck getting through it.
It's another, one of my friends mentioned to me that he was just endlessly stuck at one point, and the only thing he managed to find on how to get through, he needed to trade a thing from other game or something like that. Or
that is not a thing, as far as I'm aware.
Maybe what he meant was.
What?
Maybe what he meant was that he wanted to 100% the game.
Yeah, that's probably it. In which case, yeah, you would need a friend with the other version.
Yeah.
Wow. So they really do cut the whole damn thing. That is a damn shame.
So, I mean, so what essentially happens is they just have one game sold in 2 different packages.
Pretty much. Like, the game's not out in the US yet. But
or rather, I said it wrong. And 2 unfinished parts of one game in 2 packages.
Pretty much.
That's just not cool.
No, it is not. But yeah, it's nice. And reinforcement.
That just sounds like almost like something that they would do in Japan, but then they would fix it for like in the past they would fix it for the Western release.
Yeah.
Where they would actually put everything into one version because nobody would be stupid enough to buy both.
Right. Well, you know, the thing is, again, the game's not out in the US yet, but in Japan there actually is a dual pack. You can buy both for the price of one. I don't know why you wouldn't ever do that, but you can. So.
I mean, it's another thing if it's like the game is at a really budget price.
Yeah.
That's if that's the case, it's not so terrible.
Can I get a Volt? No. Let's find out.
Possibly. I mean, we're talking about Dolmon's Vulcans.
Yeah. Yes!
Crits.
That is so beautiful. Oh.
Only the PS1 version. The Valkyrie profile on the PSP is essentially the same as the Japanese version, just with the wonderfully terrible voice acting from the American one. But no fixes.
Indeed.
No fixes they introduced in that version. Just like it's like they were going out of their way to make that version like the worst. Not only did they introduce those god-awful FMVs, they didn't even give you the option to keep the screen as it was in the PS1 version. It's only stretched. And would of course kill them to put some effort and actually readjust the screen size.
God forbid. Okay, so the boss is south of us. Got it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Valkyrie profile actually was dubbed by 4 kids. No joke.
Jesus Christ, that explains a lot.
You're like, well, that solves that mystery.
Like, most of it is just so terrible, it's hilarious. Like my absolute favorite attack is Icicle Disaster.
Icicle Disaster.
It just fills me with joy.
But yeah. Isn't it great, kids?
It's awful.
But that's why we love it.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they also had I wonder if Enix also had 4Kids do the voice acting for Robot Alchemic Drive.
You could look that up.
I need to.
That's not something that pisses me off at games that are on multiple consoles, but when there is a sequel and you can carry stuff over, they didn't make the sequel for your console. Yeah, that sucks. That is not cool.
Let me see. Okay, who actually was responsible for this?
Who is behind this?
Yeah, I try to find out. I'm really surprised to find that this game actually has a good rating. Like, it's amazing, but it's not something that generally gets a good rating.
Yeah.
Let me see, does this say anything?
Yes, let's nuke my own party. Oh. Okay.
Company credits, maybe this will tell me something. No, it doesn't. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like 4Kids were involved in it. However, I did find a studio. Vorlent Technology Studio. There's absolutely nothing about them.
They don't even exist.
Like, the only thing they ever did was Robot Alchemic Drive.
Wow.
And they did a fantastic job.
In that they didn't do a fantastic job.
Exactly. It's magic. Let me see. Do any of the voice actors actually sound familiar?
Probably not.
Okay, so the main protagonist was voiced by Ryan.
Really?
That explains everything.
Yes.
Some guy named Ryan.
Oh. Okay. I was about to say, what?
One of his earliest jobs.
Right. That wasn't The Sims. I remember when the only good anime for kids ever did was Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember that.
I do actually, well, to be honest, I never actually got the, well, no. Technically, I did get the, 4Kids treatment in Poland, but it was 4Kids, then translated over again.
Oh. I see.
However, when I remember Shaman King, and it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't seem like they removed anything from it, and what they removed didn't seem to ruin anything.
Yeah.
Let me see. Who voiced Mika Balhara? Yes. Who voiced you? Ah, she only did Mika Balhara. That's such a shame. Mika Balhara is the best. She is, like, she has such thick Japanese accent. It's just... I showed like 5 minutes of that game to some of my friends, and they just could not believe anything that was going on. Oh wait, who did the voice of the professor? Oh Jesus. No. Pretty much everybody did just Robot Alchemic. drive.
That is
Nothing
a
else
shame.
ever again.
That is a shame.
Okay, that is something I didn't expect. One of the main protagonists, which is, by the way, my favorite pick, who's a 16-year-old, 30-year-old Japanese businessman,
Yes.
is voices both him. Is voiced by the same guy who also does a terribly like forced Germanic accented professor. Like, and I could never say that they were both the same people. So he did a good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, the best part about it is you have 3 different heroes, but they don't change the script
At all.
around them. And so the female character can end up like, she will most likely end up as the waifu of the female lead. I've heard of Grandia Extreme, but not particularly about the voice acting, although hearing the voice acting from the first game didn't fill me with confidence that it would. Or the third game had the worst voice acting. I've heard like, not even want to listen to it anymore. So bad.
Oh. Okay, so now I have a question for you guys. What do you think about the new Gundam coming out? I'm curious, Ethan Spider-Man. Good. Good? Good. Okay.
Grandia 3 has what all over it? I don't get it.
Johnny and Ashi's a voice actor.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I know. I just didn't understand the JYB. Oh yeah, Radiata Stories.
Radiata Stories. Solid game.
Hmm. Yeah, too bad Grandia 2 has like has only like one good version, which is on the Dreamcast. That's like the main problem with that whole series is like the first game has absolutely atrocious translation where they just get a lot of story elements wrong and are trying to remove sections from it, which in the end just everything just doesn't make any sense. But the second one I don't know much about, but people seem to like it. I honestly just don't expect good voice acting from that period of time. Well, there are like 2 exceptions. There are like 2 exceptions of good voice acting from that period of time. And the third one I know is like just like the bottom of the barrel.
Okay.
Which is weird because that one was released in like what, 2004, 5-ish, like ass end of the like 2004, 2005 or 6, I think, like ass end of the PS2 lifespan. You think at that point, considering that was being released by Square Enix, they would actually, I don't fucking know, put some effort into it.
No. Oh, fuck you, dude. Really? No. No. I don't accept that. That's bullshit.
I mean, it's kind of
Fucking
say
again.
what you.
God damn it.
I mean, it's kind of say what you want about Squeenix with them releasing games, but it generally at least makes sure that the voice acting is at least decent. And also, as far as the European releases of games, they were actually competent, which is not something I can say about a lot of them.
Stop posing. Why? I hate this guy. Die! Or better yet, don't. Fuck. Like. Alright. Oh, God. No. Fuck. I didn't want to do that.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, do your fucking bullshit.
What an asshole.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. That's fucking gamer. There. Now please. Just die. Thank you.
Also, speaking of Grandia, there is actually someone on the internet who's doing sort of like a rebalancing patch for the first game called Grandia Redux. You can look it up on Google. It's gonna be the first thing you find. So far, they have demo, sort of like a demo version of it ready, where they have readjusted certain things like how much HP healing moves heal, or how much damage some attacks do, just to make the game a little bit, just a little bit more, not all over the place.
I did not know that already at the start of this manga.
And they actually eventually plan to retranslate it, like reinsert the portions of the game that have been removed in translation. And they also plan to do eventually translate the Saturn version, which would be nice because the Saturn version works a lot better and looks a lot better. But yeah, so far the only person I have found from Robot Alchemic Drive to ever do anything else is the secretary who's selectively British.
Selectively British.
Not only like every 4 sentences.
So she's like Amy from Sailor Moon. Got it.
The Mega Knight is ready to launch. Chairman.
Only British when she feels like it.
Yeah, pretty much. Whenever she remembers to. Okay, I found someone else too. Okay, so the douchebag guy also got to do something else. It's surprising that they actually got like most people to be voiced by different people. There is only really three actors that had to voice multiple characters, which is really rare. But honestly, they didn't have to pay them much, so
Yeah.
But yeah, the voice acting in Robot Alchemic Drive is a marvel.
It is a precious jewel.
Yes.
I will play. That's no. Starman, hush. 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 We're not talking about that show. No. Outlawed. Can't do it.
What's so bad about it?
Born. So now we know Starman watches hentai. Thank you, Starman. We need this. Oh, that was Carla. She was in a generic unit. I completely forgot. Well, oh well. Okay. Hey, I got it from a reaction video on YouTube. Uh-huh. Sure, Starman. Sure. Sure. What do you think, Skeeth? I mean, you're a resident Starman expert, apparently.
Is that a profession now?
Yes. I mean, how could it be? Oh god, this battle's actually draining my energy pretty quick. I wish Rain could freaking refill people. Blacked out, what's going on? Yeah, never mind, Skeeth. Never mind. Starman watches hentai. then again, are you really surprised, Mika?
Not really, honestly.
No, not really. Got it.
Well, so I don't judge.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You judge me all the time.
There is nothing wrong about watching hentai.
Are you telling me you watch hentai too?
Nah.
That's a yes. Unbelievable.
Okay, I watched one.
Really?
Yes, but in the end it was just really boring.
Yeah, that's true. I know what you're talking about. God. God. Starman wants your attention.
Hmm. Yeah, that's generally how it used to be, and generally how it still is.
Yeah.
They hire like 3 people to do everybody.
Koto Lyoko famously only had 7 voice actors.
Hmm. I also remember that, like, in Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei, they pretty much had, I think, like 3 voice actresses, and they did pretty much everybody, and that includes also male characters.
Wow.
Yeah, like you honestly couldn't tell. God Hand is amazing.
Yeah. Great game. It also has a PS3 port.
Mm-hmm. I loved it. I loved whenever they were just going overly dramatic or the stupidest thing. And in that one episode where everything was the other way around, like it brought me so much happiness when the student who was always positive did the whole despair thing. It was a treat. Ah, Chaos Wars.
Let's just pretend Chaos Wars never happened. I mean, then again, Shadow Hearts was in it, so...
Yeah, and it's pretty much the only thing anybody will ever know about Shadow Hearts. Then again, thankfully, well, okay, this doesn't say much, but like, I was gonna say at least they were done by different voice actors, but at the same time, there wasn't a single game in that franchise to keep a single voice actor intact, and there were characters that made it over the sequels. So, yeah. But most of them were at least decent. Except for the main character in the first game. That was dreadful. And he only speaks like 4 times in the entire game, and you never...
4 times is enough.
It's like... For the most part, it's this... I don't connect his voice to to that character, and in the in like the bad ending, which is the canon one, it's like, oh, like the scene is supposed to be sad and like he's supposed to be in despair, but he sounds like he really needs to go to the bathroom.
No, it's not, Skeeth, because we are on a route split, so C does nothing. So, yeah.
Whatever they're doing is not getting acknowledged anyway.
Pretty much. What I do want to do, though, before we finish this off is... There are technically only 2 other attacks we get to show off with the guy, so let's show off one of them right now. Stab the battleship. Punch the battleship. I wouldn't be surprised if Mono... Fucking Danganronpa. God.
Well, you said the new game plus of it was much better than the actual game.
It is. Well, the bonus mode of it, which is the school dating sim mode. It's much better. Mods in Kaiser SKL does suck. This is true. Oh, he doesn't need to. So instead, let's prepare stand here. So we gotta give Guy the... Well... Do we give the kill the guy, or... Well, Akito hasn't attacked the boss yet. We're gonna give it to Akito.
I mean, they can attack together.
Indeed. So... Akito, do us proud. Here we go.
Sweet.
Yep. Love it. I hope SKL is not a sequel to Shin Mazinger. That'd be horrible. Well, fuck. Hey look, got Katsuki to the rescue. Guess what? That battleship he's in, we don't get to have it. Because that would be useful.
No.
Yeah.
That was like super insta-lungs.
He shot everywhere.
Yes, that's how it should work. Medical room, right next to the evil room.
Yeah.
In fact, we always get it confused.
Yeah.
It's the same doors.
And you know, they have the same implement too, so... Kinda weird. And this is a scene I really like, because it completely fixes the utter bullshit ending that Nadesco had. And all thanks to Guy living.
Hmm.
Was I going to hack in evil? Yes, but I'm doing that later, so shh.
It's gonna be such just so many possibilities.
Dude. Alright. Puzzle. They really want us to beef our defense up. I can't blame them, we've kind of been getting knocked around. Let's see. Oh god, this puzzle.